Hi everyone, this is Jing. The book I'm going to present is How Games Move Us, Emotion by Design. And it taught me how emotions can be created by games and through what kind of mechanics. In this book, the author Katherine talked about solo games, multiplayer games, and bodies that play games. First of all, there is something very unique about games that make it different from all other kind of media, such as movies and music. That is, it can create more kinds of emotions that other kind of media cannot create, such as guilt and pride, by giving players meaningful choices. Action with consequences, that is, interesting choices, unlock a new set of emotional possibilities for game designers. My emotions change as I make these choices and see its results. I feel a sense of consequence and responsibility for my choices because I am to blame for the outcomes. Like in our board game, the game of Ice and Fire, when players choose to form an alliance with another player or they choose to betray each other at some point, there will be an emotion generated from these choices, such as doubt, nervous, and for some players they may feel guilt. In solo play games, the player character is called avatars and non-player character is called NPCs. Are the two brilliant mechanics that allow players to awaken different kind of emotions. They offer us as humans to walk in another's shoes and reliving a situation in the present sense. Like in the game Papers, Please, you are living the life of a customs officer through the avatar, and all the people come to your table are NPCs. Also, your family members are all NPCs. These NPCs' presence and their relationship to you give you the feeling of urgency and responsibility. Now let's look at multiplayer games. Playing together brings meaningful choices into the social interaction of gameplay, and there are 3 building blocks designers use in social digital games to evoke rich emotional responses in players. They are coordinated action, roleplay, and social situations. For coordinated action, there is something deeply satisfying and bonding about overcoming a challenging mental or physical situation with someone else, especially if it requires close coordination. And I think while designing multiplayer games, it is important to give players the chance to coordinate with each other. For example, Little Big Planet encouraged social play by design. Players solve puzzles physically, figuring out whose avatar needs to stand where or press on what in order to solve the problem. It leads players into a friendly, shared emotional experience as they work together. As I mentioned a few slides before, avatars enhance emotional experience in solo play. Players can generate strong attachment to their avatar. They may consider them as their friend or their another self. Here I'll take our game as an example again. I think it was kind of easy for players to generate emotions, especially for those who have watched the TV series Game of Thrones, because they already have attachment for the character they are role-playing. And while they are playing with other characters, this game transforms into a real social interaction in Game of Thrones feelings. Then there's game with social situations. This game is called Keep Me Occupied. It was created to reflect and enhance the 2012 Occupy Auckland movement. It was an arcade-style cabinet game with wheels that actually move on the street. Each player plays for a while and contributes on other players' effort. Keep Me Occupied was a really easy-to-play game, but the cumulative and collective nature of the experience is unique. And it taught me how minimal design and a clear emotional goal can create a desire and experience for players. It mirrors their hopes and aspirations for their social movement work. However, these days some of the most memorable moments for players happen without the in-person cues. They occur through network gaming. So if we were to design a multiplayer game, we can use the power of network to create emotionally social experience for players who can't meet in person. Like the game Word with Friends. It is a Scrabble-like game allows people to compete for points as they feel bored with words. You make a move, and then when your friend makes a move, this app will let you know. This kind of shared experience can help strengthen the tie between players over time. because for a moment here and there, this kind of game can offer the feeling of sitting with friends to play a hand of cards. So we can combine the coordinated action with the power of network to create a wide range of emotionally meaningful social experience for players who are geographically distant from each other. Finally, let's talk about bodies at play. Although there is nothing necessarily wrong with sitting down, we need to move more in daily life. Game designers and developers are at the vanguard of innovating new styles of bodily engagement, and they are exploring new emotional terrain in the process. Our body can directly affect our emotions. A high power pose can make people feel more powerful than a low power pose, and the body chemistry will also shift. So if a game can ask players to make some movement, the movement itself can affect people's emotion. There has appeared many gaming consoles that offer movement tracking, like Nintendo Wiimote and Microsoft Kinect. Although as we talked about in class, Kinect may not be a very successful product, but they made it possible for designers to do physical games. So if we were to design body-at-play games, we need to consider what kind of emotion can be or will be generated through our game. Compelling games don't happen by accident. If we were to be a game designer, we need to draw from a well-defined set of strategies and techniques to create a specific emotional experience, and then take our players into a new emotional territory. Thank you for watching.